Hi, everybody. Let me see if I can find everyone on here. So weird. I can't find it. There we go. Okay. Turn up the volume. Hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas. See if I can get this so I can see what everybody's saying. Oh my goodness, it's being crazy. There we go. Okay. Hope everybody is doing well. Hi, Karen. I wanted to come on just to talk about a couple quick things, and then I thought we could make a simple-ish card together. So I am, number one, I wanted to remind you that I'm going to be doing my online Club to Go classes again. So for January, I am going with the Well Suited Suite, which is super fun. There are so many cool cards you can do for this. I actually just saw another one on the demonstrator planning place, and it is hilarious and adorable at the same time. But this is a really fun, I love this suite. It's really fun. So I thought we would start this off. You could use these for Father's Day cards. You could do them for just guy cards if you needed. There's lots of other examples here. I have a couple different samples. One of them is not whatsoever affiliated with this page. A couple of them you could change out to birthday cards. You could make it a Father's Day card, anniversary card. And then I still have a fourth one to create, which is going to be a different, not a man card with this manly suite. And that'll do the same thing where I'll do videos and the PDFs. If you've done it before, you know it's got a lot of stuff. It does have videos that aren't seen anywhere else. So stay tuned for that. That'll be for our January Club to Go. So I got to tell you, I made so many things. You can see a lot of them that I did here. I punched everything out, which was really, really fun. I have used a lot of this paper. It's really awesome paper. I love the fact too that the other side is all darker colors. So they're all very neutral. And then the flip side is super colorful, different patterns. It's a lot of fun. And then the other thing that's really neat is the stamp set and the dies. You can do so many different things with. The buttons that are here, what I actually did was I punched these out on paper that had adhesive sheet. So all I have to do is take the backing off and stick them. Makes them super easy. I did the same down here with the little suspender clips. Lots of fun. You could do this for so many different things. You could even, you know, if you wanted to, you could just have a happy Father's Day. You could take off the handsome. You could change up a lot of the birthday sentiments. So many different things you could change up for this. So that's going to be for January. Number two thing I wanted to mention, and I was going to share a little bit of this. Let me move a couple of these things over because I'm going to keep this out. And I just did replenish my brushed foil paper, which I'm super excited that that's carrying over. We still don't have a replacement thus far for the white paper, so that's kind of still a little bit in limbo, unfortunately. As soon as I find something out, I'll let you know, but demonstrators don't have any option either, so unless you already ordered it. Another stamp set I got that was pretty fun is Many Messages. So I actually stamped this whole thing, and then you cut this out, and you can see it lines up perfectly, and it'll give you a ton of sentiments. And I'll show you, I did actually use a couple of these on some of my January cards for the guys, but it cuts them all out. I didn't do the best job of lining this up, but it'll have a ton of sentiments. I actually did this on shimmery white paper. Some of them I sponged, but what I'll probably do is I'm going to put these into a clear envelope. And you could do these embossed. You could do them on colored cardstock. But what I'll do is I'll do a whole bunch of these. And then when you cut them out, you'll just have a whole bunch of sentiments that are really easy to choose from whenever you might need one. I like a couple of them too because they can kind of be either interchanged or you can actually do 3 sentiments. So there's that. I'll probably just keep that inside. That's what I've been doing with those lately. Okay, so on to one other thing. I do have my paper and ribbon share. So I wanted to show you a couple of the papers because some of them, and granted you probably still won't be able to appreciate the beauty of these papers, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab a piece of white because maybe it will be a little bit easier to see. But these are the foil papers that are in the new catalog. So there's like a champagne, there is a pinkish, and then kind of like a rose gold foil. So you get, these are 12 by 12, so you get 2 sheets of each. I have just cut mine down. And they're really pretty. This one I think is one of my new favorites. The pink is pretty, but I really like this. Like it's like a rose gold and the champagne. This almost looks kind of, I don't want to say like a gold, but it's kind of like a pinkish champagne. It's really, really pretty. So there are these. So these are what you get in that. Hopefully that you can see them a little bit better. Speaking of, another one I want to share with you, which is really pretty. I actually just got these in the mail the other day, like literally yesterday. So this is the Golden Garden Designer Acetate. And I think what is the most impressive about these, and there are 2 different ones. There's also Hydrangea, which has grape and Highland Heather, I believe. So these are 12 by 12 sheets. But I think the best part about these is that this side is gold. You can even use the other side and it's silver. And that, I don't know why that never dawned on me before, but it says golden. So I guess you'd think you would have to use this side. But that's one of the sheets. And there's another one. These kind of almost to me could look like, sand dollars, especially more on the silver side. So this one is a little bit more muted because it still has the adhesive sheet on the back. So I'll show you. This last one has had it removed. And then the final one, which I opened it and I thought, I wonder if they misprinted it, but I think it's supposed to just be the edge here. So this one, if I use it, I probably will cut these portions first so I can have pieces of the flowers. But I think honestly, more than the gold, I love it on the silver side. So it's really pretty. It is a pretty heavy acetate. And again, both sides they do have a shiny aspect. So that's the silver side and there's the gold. And then I wanted to show you the same on the Hydrangea paper because those 2 are the ones that I ordered right away because I knew I was going to love them. So the Hydrangea it comes in grape. And I don't know, maybe this is actually Blackberry Bliss or Raspberry because it is a little bit darker. But the nice side is you can also, remember how we had that original acetate that was silver? Because I did look at one of the cards and I thought, I wonder if they used that by mistake, but you can use the opposite side. So that's what I plan to do because I really do love the silver. I love this paper. Again, it does have that protective film on it that you have to remove. But this is a really pretty, I think this is grape. I think it's grape and heather. I feel like it has to be grape and heather. They're very pretty though. I really like it for a background piece. I think they're really cool. And then I'll move this white out of the way now so I can show you this. I think I showed you before the Berry Delightful, which this one is currently only available as part of a bundle. So for celebration, you get this with a $100. Darn it, this is the second time I've done this. I need to put this somewhere else. With a $100 celebration purchase. Let me just fold this over. But the berries are super realistic on this. They're really pretty. This paper is very kind of reminiscent of watercolor paper. I think the most realistic page of all, honestly, is the strawberries because it even has those berries that are slightly less ripe than others. Also has blackberries. And the other side is pretty neutral, so you could use this for anything. Blueberries are really pretty, like a little basket weave. And then it has some colorful berries. And then finally, kind of like a medley of berries. So I think this is really, really pretty. I like this a lot. I think this will be good for summer cards, summer birthday cards, when we're ready to get a start on those. I know we haven't even flipped to 2021 yet, but I think everybody's already itching to get past to it. All right, and then we have the really cute Snailed It paper. This paper is so much more adorable when you see it in person. So these are just the flip sides. And then you have the big snail and the little snail and the dots. Really cute. This is 12 by 12. And you have these. I think this is probably going to be the side I use most. I probably will never use that little heart side because the mushrooms are so cute. And then you have little mustached snails. And then the other thing that was going to be kind of neat, and I wanted to share this with you, and I actually did something different that I've never done before with my dies. I was trying to think forward so I wouldn't, I was trying to be more prepared. And the cool part is when you do some of these dies, depending on which ones they are, you can actually use some of your dies to cut this out. So you can see that is one of the die cuts that's in the bundle, and it will cut this guy out. And then there's another one as well. I don't know if it's this guy or not. Nope. But it's got mushrooms, little die cuts. It has envelopes. I actually cut them as is. This envelope does actually completely have a closed spot to it. It has a little square. So you can see that for layering in the background. Lots of other little pieces. So I think this is really, really cute. I like this one. I like it most of all because of the Happy Mail enclosed, which this one coordinates with the postage punch that we have. And it's got lots of little different die cuts. So I thought that was really, really adorable. So let me move these back over so I can show you the rest of the paper. There's a couple more pieces. So I actually cut out all of my die cuts, which I have never done before ahead of time, but I should have, and I've been meaning to for years. So see, this one's got like the little trail, which is cute. And then you have your little packages with the hearts and your little postage cutouts here, which is adorable. Be great for backgrounds. And then the little tiny mushrooms, and then all of the hellos and the hearts, which are really cute. And that die cut will fit these as well. So that is the snail paper. That's part of the Snailed It bundle. Actually also has ribbon. So again, the Designer Series paper share, you will get 1/4 of each of the new papers. There's lots of papers. This is the other one. I believe I showed you guys this one the other day, but here's some of these again. This is another freebie. This one is called Paper Blooms. This is a really pretty, I love the colors they picked for this, but this is my all-time favorite page. So cute. So many things. You could even cut these out and stamp on the inside of them. So again, I probably will never use the chevrons on the other side because the circles are just adorably cute. So I love those. So you can find more information on my blog for the paper share. There is a DSP share, there is a ribbon share, and then there's combo of ribbon and paper share. So if you're interested in those. One final thing, I also am still running the 12 Days of Christmas special that is here on YouTube. So if you haven't already, make sure that you leave a comment, you subscribe, and you turn on the bell for notifications. That way you'll know when I'm live. So that's super helpful for that part. And I'm still giving away, actually ended up with more than 12 prizes. So that's what we're going to be doing so far for that. I do have a lot of entries, but there's been a couple days where no one entered. So those days, if it was only like one person, that person's guaranteed to get a prize. So remember, it's free. There is absolutely nothing you have to do to be able to participate in that contest, except like my channel, maybe share it with somebody would be another great idea. So leave a comment, subscribe. There's a form you can fill out. Basically just helps me keep track of the days that people did do stuff. So that is super helpful if you get around to that. If not, no biggie. So I thought what we would do is we're going to use one of the pieces here from the Paper Blooms. And I actually cut this already to 6 by 12 because I am more likely, I find, to use it if I actually cut it. So I've been making a note of two things. My goals for the next year, and started a couple weeks ago, is to finish the insides of my papers, but also to cut my papers so I'm more likely that I'm actually going to use them. So that is what I'm going for. So let me grab, I'm going to grab one more thing because for some reason the comments aren't coming up on my phone. So I'm going to pop over to YouTube. I'm going to use the Enjoy the Moment. There we go. All right, so now I can see Diana's there, Kathy, Brina, the Many Mates bundle. Did I get that? I got a bunch of them. I got, let me just show you real quickly what else I picked up, because these are some of my favorites. The Tranquil Thoughts. And I'm going to be honest, because I am always honest. I didn't really love so much the stamp set. I like the sentiments. What I really loved were the dies. So here's one of the dies. And actually, I should bring my white paper back. So you can see this a little better. So here's one of the dies. And then you have these, which I cut that one wrong. So, but they cut little kind of windows where you could layer things together, which I think is just adorable. And then you do have the leaf cutouts, but these things here, that's what really sold me on this. So I had to get that one. So that's one that I got that I loved. Then I also thought this one was so fun. I got Ride the Range. And I cut some of these out so you could kind of see the slope. So you can see, this was just from some scraps. So you can create like that dirt layer. I also did that from the little loop. So it has kind of that thing where you can create an arch for, you can see for the people going through. You have your horseshoe. There's a rider. I think we've been waiting a good long time to have something that had some cowboy stuff back again. I know people love that. The fence is great, and it also has the hay bales that have a die cut. And then there are some cows. And then I think this is one of the cutest things too. It does have, which obviously I cut these all kind of in the same color, so I would have little scheme, but it has little clouds that it cuts out. So it's got a lot with it. It does have some really nice sentiments, which I love. I know that we used to have a lot of really, really realistic looking horses, and I do kind of wish one day they would bring those back again, because those stamp sets people are still really, really interested in. I know that they're looking for them all the time on the buy, sell, and trade, the older Stampin' Up sites. So I can't wait for those. I also did the Touch of Ink for Celebration and Approaching Perfection, because I thought these candles were really, really cute. And I also grabbed, these are two of my faves, the Flamingo, and that has a lot of really nice dies that go along with it. It does have pretty big size flamingos, which are cool. So you have that one, and then you have the smaller one that has the eye. It also has the feathers that you can put on there, and it has little, I saw a really beautiful card with this stamped in black and colored with the blends. But again, I cut these out just to kind of make them so I could see what I wanted to put together. So that's the Flamingo bundle. That one was really fun to cut out. And then finally, I also got the kangaroo, because I have a very dear friend who is Australian, and I'm always trying to send her kangaroo cards. The coolest part about this is that actually when you die cut the kangaroo, it does have a little slit where the pouch is. So I'm just going to pop this letter in so you could see it. So you could pop a letter in there. You could pop the little baby kangaroo in, the little Joey in the pouch. Has party hats. It has some fun sentiments as well. You've got your envelopes, your presents die cut, the hearts, the flowers, and then you also have another little kangaroo. So this one was really cute as well. So I thought that would be something that would be really fun, especially for my son, because he likes making cards for people. So I thought something that would be a little bit more fun and playful would be interesting to be able to use. So let me move just a few of these things out of the way. So we're going to use this, move this over. I did also grab one of the scalloped rectangles from the So Sentimental bundle. So I'm planning on using this one. I want to make sure that it fits with what I'm going with today. And I also have a few things. I did get the Oh Snap. I'll show you these. I was just playing around with these. I actually fussy cut this. It doesn't have a die. Actually, it was pretty simple. And the same with the flower and the little bird. I love all the sentiments on this one. It's really cute. I did this one with a bunch of different Stampin' Blends. And then I traced the edge with Pool Party, just to kind of give a little bit of a, you can see like a little bit of an edging to it. So I thought that was kind of fun. So I love all those little playful things. Kind of remind you of being a kid again. All that exciting part. So I'm going to do this card. I think I'm going to do it with a base of navy. And then I'm not a huge fan of the Rococo Rose. It's just not really one of my favorite colors. But I think, and I want to do this crosswise. So let me actually grab a different piece of cardstock here. But I think maybe paired up with the navy, it might be kind of nice. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to pull out navy for the base, and that is not it. That is magenta. And I feel like, we'll see, maybe we'll use some Rococo Rose as our layering piece. So we'll see. So this is going to be kind of a simple card. I'm not doing anything too crazy. So to get started, I'm going to use this with my layering. So I'm going to keep, this is the piece that I want to use. So I'm going to keep that out. So what we'll do is we'll get started with our base card. I'm just going to grab my trimmer. So I'm going to go ahead and score this at 4 1/4. And go over to 5 1/2. And then, so we have our regular base piece here. Now what I want to do though is I want to cut a portion of this off because I want to make like a, it's like a broken piece in the middle. I don't remember what we call this card, but it's got like a gap in the center of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut off 1.5 inches. We'll go with that. That should be good. So 1.5 inches. And then I'm going to cut off 1 inch. You know, maybe I'll go with another 1.5 inches. Yeah, I'm going to do 1.5 inches off of each one. So I have my flap here. This is the middle piece, which we're really not going to use. And then we have our bottom piece. So you could make this bigger if you wanted to. You could cut this so it has a little bit bigger of a gap. And as a matter of fact, I think I might. So this is going to be at 1 inch. What I might do is do it this way. Here's my inch. I'm going to make this a little bit thinner. Yeah, so I took off more than I intended. So the bottom has 1.5 inches. The top has 1 inch, and then we're going to have a gap in the middle. So I cut off between the two of these pieces. What is this? Probably about just about 2 inches that ended up being removed from the middle. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I have my actual bottom piece here, which I think is this one. Okay, so then what I'm gonna do is we're gonna cut a little bit of DSP. So we have this at 5 1/2. So I have 1 inch here, so that'll be 3/4 plus 1 1.25 inches. So it's about 2 inches worth. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut off 2 inches. And then I'm going to trim this down to 5 1/4 because I wanted to have a little bit of a gap. So let's see if we're following here. This is a pretty simple layout. So I'm going to cut this one to 1 inch. So it was 1 1.25 inches. I'm taking off 1/4 inch. Okay, so that's going to fit right here. Just like that. And then this top piece was 1 inch. So we're going to take this down to about 3/4. Like so. And then that one will fit right on here. I cut over because I knew I wanted to make sure it was fitting properly. So there's that. And I think what I'm going to do is for my piece that's going to layer together. So let me move this over because this piece should be pretty simple. So I'm going to go ahead and reinforce this with my bone folder. And I'm going to give you the idea of the layout. So here's what we're going to do. So we have this. Would that have cut? Would have been here. So we kind of want it to line up the same. So we'll put this at the bottom. And then this one is going to be what holds them together. And I'm going to cut this from Rococo Rose. Just like that. We're going to pop that together. So while I'm cutting that, I can just move a couple of these things out of the way. Oops, forgot one. Oh, thank you so much, Karen. I appreciate it. If you want to be entered more than one time, Karen, you can do it every single day. In order to be entered for every single day of prizes, you do have to do it once a day because I am going to go back through the dates and pull it out. You don't have to fill the form out every day. Absolutely, you don't have to do that. But if you would like to be entered for all 12 days, you do have to comment on one video every day. Basically, you can also invite a friend to do so as well. Even if it's a friend that's not a crafty friend, you never know, they might be willing to pass off whatever their winnings are. But I'm trying to increase my viewership on YouTube, so that's why I do it. I have a lot of people who watch me on Facebook, and not as many people, nearly, who watch me on YouTube. So I was trying to kind of increase my viewership on YouTube, because when you get higher on YouTube, basically what it helps you to do is helps you to be seen, and it gives you a little bit more stuff that you can do. So that's honestly the real reason I'm doing it, is just to increase the potential of what I can do on YouTube. So if you want to be entered for every prize, you can absolutely do it one time a day. You only have to do the form once, though. So I don't want you to feel like you have to keep filling that same form out 50,000 times. Ride the Range. I love that one, too. You don't think there's anything in the catalog you don't want. That's funny. You know what's funny? Because I always pick things, and then sometimes I feel like I kind of picked similar things, or I picked the same things that I like. But, you know, when I've gone before with not picking what I liked, I found out that after the fact, I wish I would have gotten it. And then by that time, it's too late for me to use it, because I just did that recently with the In the Pine. So this time, I 100% picked just what I liked. I didn't pick anything that was extra or beyond. But I think the stuff that I picked is definitely... I will definitely say I think it's definitely me. You agree with Cindy, the catalog's a huge order ready to go. I know. Well, you know what? Here's the other thing, too. Whether you are or aren't on someone else's team, or thinking about becoming a demonstrator or not, because this is when I got my demo kit many years ago. Now's the time. Celebration's coming. You can get $125 worth of stuff. They're actually also giving away 5 paper packs as a bonus, which is really cool. You do not have to make videos. You don't have to sell stuff. You don't have to have classes. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. So just kind of remember that. But it's really fun. It's a great way to stock up on everything you want, especially if you do have a humongous wish list. You know, that's the perfect time to do it. Celebration starts January 5th. As a matter of fact, I bought mine as my birthday present to myself. My birthday is not very long from now. It's coming up. So I bought mine as my birthday present. That was my gift to myself. All right, so what I did was I'm going to line this up. This is going to be for the inside, but I don't want to put it together till we get that assembled. So I kind of picked out a couple things I liked. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the Rococo Rose, which again... I'm going outside the box. That is definitely not one of my favorite colors. It's probably one of my least favorite colors, if we're being honest. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do navy for the sentiment. And then we'll do some other stuff on the inside as well. So what I am going to do, though, I'm going to grab a piece of scrap. I want to stamp this because I've not used this stamp set yet. So I want to stamp this and see what it looks like full strength versus stamping off. So I think I'm going to stamp this off. And I'm just going to pop this up at the top. And I'm going to leave this over here because we're going to probably use it for something else. And then I want to grab my navy. And I haven't used this before, so I'm just stamping all these. Make sure it doesn't have any funny spots on it. We'll go with Enjoy the Moment. Oh, that's a little off center, but yeah, it's okay. And I'm just going to stamp. Even though that's like, so this was 2nd generation. Now we have down here 3rd. I wonder if there's any other, there's some little doodads. I'm going to pop these little things out, whatever these are. And I'll do these in stamped off navy. Pull them in. Anybody have any exciting plans for New Year's? We usually do some dinner with friends. Be obviously many less friends, just the people that we typically spend Christmas with. But all right, so I'm going to put this off to the side for now because I want to put this together. And I'm going to close this up too, and then we'll do the inside. So basically now all we're going to do is assemble. I am going to use liquid glue because I find that just in case I need to move this a little bit, it works out well for that. So let's see. Been a while since I've crafted, so my glue might be closed. Yep, let me grab the other one. I know this one works. Okay. And I know a couple people did ask me about the Tipsies. So I did send a link to that. So if you are interested in any of these products, the Tipsies, and let me see if I have her card. I'll pull it out here. You can find them on Facebook or Etsy. You can get those through Crafters Solutions. Lisa and her husband John make them. All right, so there's one. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on here and on here. Rainbow Stamper is going to spend the night with his grandparents. He has been wanting to do this probably since the start of March. But we've held off long enough that he is going to spend the night with them, and we're fairly certain everybody is in a state of not been around anybody, so not spreading any germs. So he is thrilled. Thrilled is an understatement. Okay, so here's our bottom piece. So I layered that together. So now the easiest way to do this, it kind of depends, is I normally will put adhesive on this and this. That way we know where it is. I am going to use liquid. You could also pop this up with dimensionals if you wanted to, but what you want to do is you just want to make sure that you have the bottom lined up exactly. So I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do, and then we'll kind of go through the steps. So we have bottom, and you do kind of want to stay close to the bottom, because if you put your glue too high up, it's going to end up sticking in a spot you don't want. So just kind of be aware of that. So I'm making sure that this part is lined up here. It's all the way to the very bottom. And then I'm going to take this piece and flip it over, kind of just decide where I want it. I tend to always put this on the left. I don't think I've ever done one when it's been on the right. And I'm just going to give it a press to make sure it sticks. If you wanted to, you could even put a piece of acetate if you felt like you wanted to hold it together better. But generally, I'm going to just make sure my glue didn't go through. Oh, I did a good job. Generally, this does hold it together pretty well. So then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this in here to kind of just eyeball where do I want. So at this point, you could decorate the inside of the card and just have your sentiment be behind here. Or maybe if you don't want your sentiment to be behind here, you could write your little message behind here if you wanted to. Kind of depends on what you want to do with it. But this is another nice one. Friendship is found in simple things. Good things are worth waiting for. I think I'm going to put that, but I think I'm going to put it so it's kind of down underneath here. And then I'm going to add a couple other little things in here. So I'm going to slide him over for a sec. I'm going to grab this, and I think I'm going to do this in, I kind of want to do it in navy. Again, you can see how much I really just do not love the Rococo Rose. I don't know what it is about it. It's just not my favorite color. Does anybody else have a color that everybody else seems to love, but you're just like, eh? So I'm going to have my sentiment kind of down here at the bottom, so it's hidden. Hopefully. Oh, this is beautiful, and I love the font on this too. It's really, really cool. All right. I'm going to not be a snot. I'm going to do this in Rococo Rose. I'll put it, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it behind, so it kind of will go behind here. So I'm going to aim it right about there. But one other thing, I am going to stamp it off first. And I think this will be kind of a nice card for anything, really. Good things are worth waiting for. Maybe this should be the motto of 2021, right? Good things are worth waiting for. I don't want to jinx anything, but I kind of feel like that's what I want to say. This isn't clean. Let me clean this off. I almost dipped this from navy to the Rococo. That would have been an interesting color choice for sure. All right. Let me just wipe this off. Okay. And I'm just going to put a couple of these little seeds. And I'm going to do these in full strength. There you go. Good enough. Nothing too crazy. Pop that back over there. Put my navy away. And then I'm going to just put some liquid glue here. Oops. And I'm glad, especially for this card, because this is kind of one that if you didn't finish the inside would really look a little weird. But I am so far doing a very good job of keeping up with my doing the inside of my cards. Because a lot of times, I was actually telling my friend Rhonda that sometimes what I do is I don't, oh look, and see the perfect part is you can't even see any of it. It's like a surprise when you open it. I will have not finished something, and then after the fact I have to scurry to add white to it or something like that. But I think that's really, it's a really pretty card. And you can even do something, let's just do this up the side. We'll have just a little something peeking through. And it's really light because we've stamped like several different times with this. Let's might as well keep it going over here since we kind of have this going up the side. I'm almost getting to the edge where you can't see it anymore. So we have like our little trail up the side, and you could just see a little bit of it peeking through. So hopefully that is a little bit of inspiration for you. It does really go well, even though we have flowers. Kind of goes nicely with the stamp set. It's a little bit understated. It's pretty, but it's not too much. I really like the colors of this, and honestly, I really think I do like the Rococo Rose. Maybe I just needed to pair it with navy to like it a little bit better, but I still will tell you, it's not one of my favorites. I wouldn't pick this as one of my go-tos all the time, but it's okay with navy. So before we go, I'm going to just check through, make sure I haven't missed any questions or anything on here, and I hope everyone, again, had a wonderful Christmas. Hi, Cindy. Hope you're doing well. Karen's been a hobby demo for 5 years now. See? Perfect. And you have 3 Paper Pumpkin subscribers. Well, you know what? Quite honestly, when I joined, Karen, that's kind of just like I was just going for, I was like, well, I'm buying this stuff. And the person who I used to buy stamps from, she must have told me 500 times, you really should join. You really should join. And I kept thinking, there has to be a catch. I don't want to join. There's got to be some reason that I'm going to get roped into something. And you know what? She's right. I did get roped into being creative and making cards for people. And thankfully buying stuff that I was already buying, but I got it at a 20% discount. So that was pretty awesome. So this will be, I think, 5 years. This month, I celebrate my 5-year anniversary. So amazing how fast time goes when you're just having fun and making cards. And I certainly am glad that I started making videos, because if not, I would never have become friends with all of you, which is pretty awesome to have people to craft with, even when there's nobody here in your house with you. So Diana's having family, wahoo, and drinks. Oh, so maybe you need the drinks and the family, right? I totally get that. And Cindy, see, Cindy has one friend who's a customer. I have another person who is on my team who has a friend, and they tend to order together. So it is, and it is easy to skip the inside, Diana. You're right. So I'm trying to be less lazy this year. But it's a really simple card. And you know what? I sent out another thing, Kathy. It's actually on my blog. If you go to Rachthestamper, and you know what? Give me 1 sec. I'll show you guys right where to go since I'm on here in case you missed it. We will go right here, and I will show you just what you have to do. So when you go to the website, this is where you fill out. There's a form right here. It says 12 days giveaway form. And then there's a little stuff. You go to my YouTube page, you go choose a video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. And if you invite a friend to do the same, I'll enter your name twice. And then there's a little Google form here that you just fill out, and they'll just tell you what's your email address, did you do all the steps you were supposed to, and also just gives you an invitation to go to be added to my newsletter, which is not, you don't have to do that. That's not a necessity, so don't worry about that. And one other thing I wanted to show you, since I was on here, I posted yesterday that Stampin' Storage is doing a 15% of whatever your purchase is. I actually just ordered some more stuff myself. And they're giving it to, they have 2 charities that they're donating to. But I wanted to show you, because I talked about this one there, but I didn't send any pictures of it. But what I did was, I normally put my dies. So if I have a die, I'll normally put some magnets in here and it just adhere it to it. But I actually went through with my most used dies. So the rectangles, the ovals, see the triangles, nested, stars, squares, circles, and then there's one more. It's over here somewhere. Here it is. And my stitch shapes. And I actually put these on. So they have these magnet cards, and they have like a design on the backing. So they sell the magnet cards, and then they sell these sleeves. So I actually got these, and then I got one of the little mini wood, what do they call them? I think they're crates, because I have a huge one over there that I put all of my dies and my folders in, but I got a little one, so I'm going to keep these that I use most often, and I put them all together, and I have them sitting over here, and I ordered myself a little mini a mini crate to put them in, so I have those handy, because I'm always feel like those are the ones I always use. So I thought if I at least did that. So if you're interested in that, there is a blog post on there. So they're donating 15% of your purchase to charity. There's lots of different stuff to choose from. You could reorganize your entire craft room. I have a lot of their stuff, and as a matter of fact, my ink and marker and ink refill thing is underneath of here, which I love that. I bought the biggest one thinking I would never need another one, and then I had to buy another one because, you know, I have a lot of inks. But anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday, a wonderful New Year's. I will definitely, I think I may still try to go live on Thursday, and if I do, it'll be 9:30 a.m. back to my normal time. I'm not going to be live, obviously, since it's New Year's Eve on Thursday, but we should be heading back towards a more normal schedule. We do have virtual school 3 days next week, so I might try to get on early Wednesday instead of doing, again, late on Thursday. But you said your goal is to decorate the envelope more. That's a great goal too, Karen. I do that a lot. I always at least stamp something. And you know what? I should have gotten, and I don't think I ordered it because I can't show you, because still can't show you the catalog yet, but they have a really cool stamp set, and it's on my wish list. I must not have gotten it yet, but I'm going to tell you. I think it's the one called Crafter's Gonna Craft. I don't have my catalog up here with me, but it's so cute. It has a lot of the Stampin' Up, it has the copyright Stampin' Up, and it has sewing things. Oh, I love it. It's so cute. So I usually will use that. As a matter of fact, I have my older one here. I usually use this to decorate the outside of my envelopes because I think this is really cute. You could use this one, same with the handmade, but they do have an updated version of this, and it's going to be in the spring catalog. So I'm hoping it's going to carry over because we haven't had one in a while, but it's got the little dress form on it, and it has a couple other things. I can't think what they are off the top of my head right now, but anyway, if you haven't already, make sure you go over and enter for the 12 days giveaway. Again, all you have to do is leave a comment, like a video. I would love for you to subscribe and share it with someone. And if you do subscribe, make sure you turn on the notifications so you'll know when I'm live. Oh, thank you so much, Cindy. That means a lot. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Well, I hope everybody has a 2021 that is wonderful, and we get 2020 the heck out of here. Just like Kathy said, let's get rid of 2020 and move on to 2021. Maybe 2020 was just a test to see what we can put up with so we can move on to being better people, right, in 2021. Let's hope so. I hope you guys have a wonderful and safe New Year's, where if you're going out or staying in or just going through the drive-through with your loved ones, whatever the case may be. I will hopefully see you guys on Thursday morning. And for some reason I don't, though. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I'll talk to you again real soon. Thank you always for stopping by. Make sure you enter the contest. It's free. No purchase necessary. You don't have to buy anything. Just get some free stuff and help me clear out my craft room. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again real soon.